My first memory comes from when I was 5, and it was very frightening for a teeny little girl. My mom had taken the 5 of us kids on a run in the car in fear of her husband shooting us. He'd been very violent that day and had pinned her to the refrigerator and choked her, and I don't know what else. That's just all I remember. And he left the house in anger, I guess, and then she gathered all of us up. And now he was my stepdad, so that's including his son, so my stepbrother, and then my 2 brothers, my baby sister, and me. And put us in the car, and we went into town, which was a good, 20 minutes away. But first, if I remember correctly, she pulled over into some woods somewhere that we were familiar with, and changed her shirt because her blouse had been ripped in his attacks. And she had us all, with her modesty, it was so sweet, I should say. She had us bend down in the back seat so she would have a moment of privacy while she changed her top. And then we went for a ride, probably into town to my grandma's, or maybe even my aunt's house. I'm not really sure, but I know she was looking for safety for us. Yet, where does a woman go when her safety places are known by the perpetrator? And so they aren't really safe after all. And then that would be endangering her loved ones where she was trying to seek refuge, right? Especially back in the late 60s. There was no help for families when the dangerous person lived within their own walls. So it was a very scary time. But I guess after a while of us driving around or dropping into grandma's, like I said, I don't really remember. I think there was actually a moment there when my stepdad was at my grandma's house, and so was my uncle. And I don't know how I know this part, because I don't know if we were outside in the car or if it was another time, but I remember my uncle slapped his mom, my grandma, and then my stepdad grabbed hold of him and told him, don't do that. And even as a little girl, I thought that was odd, because it's like, that's what you do. But anyway, after being on the run with Mom, and I'm sure we were all terrified. I was 5. I had a younger brother and a younger sister, and an older brother, and then my older stepbrother. And my mom couldn't have been, but I don't know, let me think of how old she was. Maybe 23. Yeah, quite a load on her hands. And I do remember it was dark, and we went back to the town we lived in, to the little home in the little town in central Illinois. And she must have tucked us safely into bed. I think he was home, passed out in their bed. And I remember laying there. I know we shared rooms when we were little, especially because we lived in big old drafty farmhouses and couldn't afford much in way of electricity and heat. So we're in a downstairs bedroom on the other side of their room, or maybe with a bathroom separating the rooms. I don't quite remember. But I remember hearing the dresser drawer open in the other room. I was terrified. I guess I knew he kept a gun in the drawer. And I just lay there shivering in fear, thinking he was going to shoot us all. Obviously, he didn't. Thank God he didn't. But what a nightmare of a first memory. Actually, you know what? And as I tell my story, it's going to be a lot like this. Other thoughts are going to come to mind. So my first real memory, actually I had two others, sorry, was of my baby sister coming home from the hospital after she was born. I remember being so excited to see her. Oh my gosh, what a joy. I was so happy. I guess because there were 3 boys in the house and now I had a little sister. How exciting. Then my next memory was actually of my 5th birthday. And my mom got me the cutest little panda bear. A little stuffy, my little Teddy. And in fact, I named him Teddy. And boy, I clung to that bear through many scary nights for many years to come. I kept him as a teenager. I kept him well into my 20s and 30s. And I just kept him for a long time. He was my safety, my buddy, my friend, my companion through the turmoil of my life. And then there was the night that I just told about, the night I feared we were all going to be shot. I didn't know Jesus back then, but I know he was with me every day, and especially then.